Hello there and welcome along to Chasing the Dollar. Ben Damon is my name, joined by Tim Newbold. And Tim, we thought that the races might be pretty good here at Wentworth Park this Saturday night with the Golden Easter egg almost upon us. They're actually not that strong. Where are all the greyhounds?
Yeah, it's a handy meeting, but I was actually surprised. I thought we would have seen a lot of interstaters coming to the track for a hit out before the Golden Easter egg, but there's probably 12 to 14 greyhounds which will contest the heats next week. And then you probably look 8 or 10 maybe greyhounds at Richmond contesting the Richmond Derby. So that is probably where most of them are. But I was quite shocked when I did pick up the form guide and there's no reserves in any races and not as strong a meeting as what I thought.
There are a couple of nice races. We do have them in the quaddie legs as well. So we'll get straight into them. Race number 5 kicks it off. This is a 5th grader. How did you find this one?
I like number 8, Not Disguised. Led a long way last week, only caught in the shadows of the post by Amadeus Strike, which was an incredible run. I think he's well drawn, wider on the track. He does want to rush to the inside, but he's got moderate beginners drawn on his immediate inside. So if he does step cleanly, I think he can rush down the outer, cross at the first turn, cut and run, set up a margin down the back straight. He might be able to pinch this on the lure. Number 8, Not Disguised. Throw in 5, Corborn Classy. This was unbeaten in its first 2 runs at Wentworth Park, but then hit a bit of a hurdle. Has been racing a bit below its best in recent times, but is capable of bouncing back and suited with a moderate beginner drawn on its outside. Throw in number 4, Chasing Diana. She's the other real genuine leader in the race. If she did lead and there was jamming behind her, she could pinch it at reasonable odds. Throw in number 1, Our Money Box, for your wider quaddies.
Well, race number 6, this will be the race of the night at Wentworth Park on Saturday night. It is the free-for-all. Plenty going around here that we will see going into the heats of the Golden Easter egg. In fact, it is the www.goldeneasteregg.com.au stake. And what did you like? Shaker goes around, the Paws of Thunder winner. You think it's got to be some sort of winning hope?
Well, she's very badly drawn. She's boxed inside a Lid Pinger and Mad Railer in Bonita Banana, so I can see her probably run into all sorts of strife shortly after box rise. So she's going to have to handle Bonita Banana, and I don't know where she's going to be in the first 50 to 80 metres. I like number 1, Free Will. He's been racing in top company for most of his career. He's a brilliant beginner. He's got good early pace. I would prefer him drawn a little wider, but he can handle inside boxes, and he's got quite a good record from the inside alley. I think he only needs to step cleanly to hold them out at the first turn. If he does, I think he'll land the money. Number 3, Magic Fancy. Well, I thought he was a certainty last week, and his run, quite honestly, was diabolical. I thought it was a very poor run, but he is much better than that, and he can certainly bounce back. He can run 29.8 when he's on song. Throw in number 2, My Sweet Love. She went enormous, leading all of the way in a similar field last week, and she could certainly do it again. And number 5, Shaker. Put her into your quaddies. I really can't see her winning, but she is a very good bitch, and if the luck did go her way at the various stages, she could certainly get the money.
Race number 7 is the 3rd leg of the quaddie. This is a 4th and 5th grader, and Tim, you're a big fan of one here.
Number 3, Magnum Blast. I think he is the best bet on the card on a tough meeting. He found all sorts of strife in a heat of the Richmond Derby last week, so forget his run there. Prior to that, he won in really good fashion here at Wentworth Park. He's a moderate beginner, then he gets rolling after about 50 to 60 metres. I think he can hold a position at the first turn, and he's very strong at the end. He'll power over the top. He's just got to get a bit of luck in the early and mid stages. Number 3, Magnum Blast, best bet on the card. 4, Dillinger, the likely leader. Lid Pinger with good pace, should lead but lacks strength at the end. If they did jam behind him, he could pinch it. And throw in number 2, Celebration Time for the multiples. It'll be running home at the end.
And the final leg of the quaddie is race number 8. This is a 3rd and 4th grader, and it is called the Golden Easter Egg Heats next week. It's over the 5:20. There are a couple here who will be going around in the heats of the Golden Easter Egg as well.
I like number 1, Rob Pines, the Tasmanian. He is unbeaten in 5 runs from an inside alley. He came through the recent Australian Cup Series at the Meadows. This is a much easier assignment. He's got moderate beginners drawn on his outside, so he only needs to begin cleanly to be right there at the first turn. He can run 29.8 here at Wentworth Park. If he does repeat that, he'll be winning. Number 1, Rob Pines, one of the better bets on the card, and I think he can be a real contender in the Golden Easter egg if he did come up with a favourable draw in the heats. 2, Gotta Be Fancy. She's racing in great fashion. She is very consistent. She should settle right on the pace as well. Throw in number 4, Mr. Bow. He's a highly talented greyhound, but he never ever begins. He charges when he gets rolling, but the day he does begin, he has run 29.80 odd here. He'll run that time when he does begin, and he can win any race he contests if he does begin, but he never begins. And number 8, Search Party for your wider multiples.
Well, Tim, we'll get your best bet on the program. We've already heard it.
Magnum Blast in race number 7, Benny.
And what about your best value?
I thought race 9, number 3, Lucky I'm Black, comes through the Richmond Derby Series recently. He's meeting a weaker field. He lacks pace, but he's strong. He is a bit moody, but there is a heap of pace in this race. I reckon he might be able to track through into the back straight. He's got strength on his side. He might be able to come over the top at good odds in race 9.
Well, Tim, unfortunately, we won't be seeing you on Chasing the Dollar any further. It's been an absolute pleasure to be working with you for the last couple of years, and I'm sure that the punters will join me in saying thank you very much for your hard work.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. It's been a fun couple of years. I'm probably the envy of many women standing next to you each and every week. And I think we've found a few winners for the punters. I think we've found a few losers too. But I know I've ended up on the right side of the ledger over the last couple of years, doing the form more, doing videos and whatnot, so it's certainly helped me and it has been fun.
Yeah, most certainly has, and thank you very much to Tim Newbold, and thank you for joining us throughout the last couple of years on Chasing the Dollar. We're going to have a new look show come up next week, so do tune in on that. I'll be there. Unfortunately, we won't be alongside Tim, but we do wish him the very best, and thank you very much for everything he's done for us here on Chasing the Dollar.